We always have to wet them to make them pliable so we can make the shape. Then we always make them slightly larger so that when we soak them and dry them, they can maybe shrink a little bit. So we don't make the final shape until they're almost dry again. Then we make the final shape. Then they go in the oven for it again. In the oven, they're in the oven to dry out for an hour and a half. Then they're back out again for another half an hour to kind of acclimatise back to the moisture, take some moisture back from the air. So it's a 2 hour wait between shaping the top to finishing it off, putting the brand of the saddle on, which we do then, the date stamp, the name, buff the edges off, we do the name plate. So, and then finally from that stage we join the metal parts and the leather top together, and they go to either one or two stations. They use the station where they use the hollow tubular rivets, which is quite quick, bum, 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 bum. And then there's the much slower process where they're putting the copper rivets on, where this is why the copper rivet saddles are more expensive, because it takes a lot. We make one saddle, whereas the girl riveting the tubular rivets, the hollow rivets, can rivet 20 or 30 in the same amount of time. So it's and the solid rivet section as well is a lot. It's where the really high skill factor comes in, because they have to do a bit of chamfer. They have to chamfer the sides off, which is really skilled. Only 3 people in the factory can do that, and then they have to hammer the rivets again. So it's a process where you have to be very careful, because you don't want to ruin the leather top at that stage, because you've wasted all that time going through the process. And it takes, we usually, when a new starter starts, it takes maybe 6 months before we can really confident that they're going to be able to let loose on good saddles. So we let them practice on reject saddles for a while. But generally speaking, after a week or so, you can see whether or not they've got the potential to make a good job. So you persist with them, or you say, look, let's do something else. Work with them. Yeah. So as you've probably seen today, we're all very, very proud of what we do. It's really exciting, and especially when we travel abroad and we go around the on our holidays. We're all looking out for our buck saddles, and it's, when you see a buck saddle on a bike, like in Gibraltar or even South Korea or Japan, everyone's really proud that we made that. That's come from this factory, and it's great.